Snow blanketed the Rockies like a funeral shroud as Emily and Maya ascended the final stretch of gravel road. Their breath fogged the windows, and tension hung thick between them. Site Zero was real, hidden beneath an old NORAD facility. It had no digital footprint. No public records, just whispers. A place where the government could make people disappear, and reappear as something else entirely. The entrance was camouflaged within a cliff face. Maya hacked the gate. A steel door groaned open, revealing a freight elevator that descended into darkness. It took them 5 minutes to reach the bottom. The air was cold and sterile, the walls lined with seamless white panels. Cameras watched their every move. They passed rooms labeled with strange codes: Echo 7 inches, Mimic 3 inches, Phantom 1. And then they saw them. Children, in glass cells, hooked up to machines, eyes closed, monitors tracking vitals and brainwaves. Each child wore a red band on their wrist. Each child had a file number. And in room 26, labeled Subject 14Z, was Max. This time, he was unconscious, floating in a sensory deprivation tank. Electrodes attached to his temples. Tubes feeding him clear liquid. Emily gasped. "We're too late." "No," Maya whispered. "He's still alive. That means we can get him back." Suddenly, the lights cut out. Emergency red flooded the hall. A siren wailed. Then a voice over the intercom. "Security breach. Lockdown initiated. All personnel to Sector D." They ran. Maya found a side terminal, hacking furiously while Emily smashed open Max's tank. His body dropped limp into her arms. "Wake up, baby, please." He stirred, blinked. Then his eyes rolled back. Maya shouted, "They've put in fail-safes. If he leaves without clearance, it could trigger a seizure, or worse. We don't have a choice." They carried him through smoke-filled corridors as explosions echoed from deeper inside the base. Someone else was fighting from within. A hallway door blew open ahead. From the smoke emerged Thomas, alive, bloodied, armed. He motioned to them. "This way." Emily couldn't speak, just followed. They reached a hidden lift behind a storage wall. It rose at a crawl, gunfire ringing below. At the surface, a black SUV waited. A rogue faction, former whistleblowers and ex-agents, had come to help. Maya had called them the Phoenix Group. They escaped into the snowy dusk. Max was stable but silent. Back at their new safe house in Utah, Emily watched over him as he slept, twitching in fits. Thomas limped into the room. "I knew you'd come," he said. She stared at him. "Why didn't you tell me everything?" His eyes dropped. "Because I wasn't sure you'd believe me. And because I helped build it." "What?" "I helped design Project Halo. Before I knew what they'd do with it. Before I understood what they'd do to Max." Emily's hands shook. "You let this happen. I tried to stop it. They turned on me. That's why I disappeared." Maya walked in. "He's telling the truth. I found files. Thomas tried to sabotage the project 3 years ago. He failed." Emily looked at her son. "Then we finish what he started." Maya nodded. "There's one more facility. The core, where Operation Rebirth is being launched from. It's not on any map." Thomas handed her a photo. A black building with no windows. In the middle of the Nevada desert. Omega site. "That's where it ends," he said. "Or where everything burns." Emily looked down at Max. He stirred, whispered a word, "Mom." Tears welled in her eyes. "I'm here, baby, I'm here." But in the shadows, unknown to them all, a transmission blinked to life on an old government server. Subject 14Z. Extraction failed. Activating contingency protocol. Black veil. Something had been triggered. Something far worse than any of them imagined. Part 6. The Omega. The Nevada desert stretched out like a lifeless ocean, cracked earth shimmering beneath a punishing sun. Somewhere within that vast emptiness stood Omega Site, a monolith of black steel and silence. Emily, Thomas, and Maya parked their unmarked van a mile out, behind a craggy ridge. Max, still recovering, lay quietly in the back seat, headphones on, eyes distant. They had 3 hours before Black Veil activated fully. Whatever that meant. Thomas pointed through binoculars. "There. Between those dunes. See that shimmer? That's a cloaking field. They've buried most of it underground." Maya nodded. "We'll need to breach from the north slope. That's where their signal dips. I've built a code disruptor. It'll give us 6 minutes of blind time before their alarms reroute. Emily turned to her son. Max, we need you. He looked up slowly. I don't remember who I am. I hear voices. I have dreams. They're not mine. Emily reached for his hand. You're stronger than them. You're my son. And you're not a weapon. He blinked, nodded faintly. Then let's burn it down. The trio moved like ghosts through the desert, crouching between rocks and old war-era bunkers. At the edge of the cloaked barrier, Maya activated her disruptor. The air around them shimmered and cracked, revealing a hidden ramp leading underground. Inside, Omega's site was a brutalist nightmare: concrete, steel, and humming lights that pulsed with unnatural rhythm. Every hallway smelled of ozone and bleach. They slipped past patrols, using stolen credentials from Thomas's former access. The deeper they went, the more inhuman it all became. Synthetic voices repeated instructions over intercoms. Phase Delta commencing. Units 22 through 29. Prepare for Neuralink. In a chamber marked Core Control, they found it. The Project Halo mainframe. A vast column of servers wrapped around a human brain preserved in glass, wired with thousands of filaments. Maya stared. It's real. They digitized a consciousness. They're running the program off a mind. Emily whispered, whose brain is that? Thomas frowned. There was a name. General Kessler. Vanished in 2007. Suddenly, the chamber lights flickered. A booming voice echoed through the room. Emily Bennett. Thomas Varelli. Max. It knew them. You've come far. But the war is already lost. This is not about your son. It never was. He is one of many. The seed, not the tree. Max stepped forward. Then let's cut it down. He pulled a hidden drive from his jacket, Maya's final creation. A virus. One chance to erase the entire system. He pushed it into the core's access panel. The room screamed. Alarms, red lights, the howl of dying machinery. Then silence. The lights dimmed, but something stirred. A wall opened behind them. A glass hallway stretched toward a long-forgotten wing. They followed it. Inside, hundreds of clones. Maxes. Every one of them identical. Sleeping. Breathing. Labeled. Unit 14 Z Series. Emily staggered back. No. This can't be real. Thomas whispered. He wasn't just a weapon. He was a prototype. And then, one of the clones opened its eyes. And smiled. Hello, Mother. To be continued. Subscribe for Part 7, where the truth behind the clone project, and Emily's horrifying choice, will change everything.